let's discuss about creating a Maven project from the command line. It's what Maven website is saying we can create in 5 minutes time, so which can be found at following locations. Basic requirement before we proceed any further. First, to make sure you have Maven installed on your system. Maven is a Java tool, so first you should have Java on your local system. So make sure Java is installed by checking Java version. So there is a Java installed on my machine, so that's good to go. So let's check. Download Maven from Maven site and follow the instructions. After installing everything, you can check Maven is installed correctly by checking Maven version. So here we see 5 lines of code, what version of Maven we are using and where Maven is stored, downloaded, and what Java version we are using and where the Java is located, and computer location and language which you're using, and the machine name, and etc. So I have a Java version, I have Maven installed. Now create a directory your preferred location. My preferred location is my desktop, so I'll create a directory over there, something called a test Maven directory, and I cd into that project. There we can use Maven archetype generate and give group ID. It's your company name, which start with the com dot your company name, so something like com dot Google, etc. Here, for example, we are using com.my-app, mycompany.app. That's what we are using. And artifact ID, the application name which you are creating, and archetype artifact ID is Maven artifact ID, which type of artifact we are using to create this project. It's Maven archetype quickstart type, so which will create a basic Maven project for us. And interactive mode we need to set false. So let's run this command. It will create a basic project for us. Before we run anything, let's check the contents of this directory. Nothing is there. So now I am using that command. When we first run Maven archetype, it will download a lot of architecture types. It's from the Maven site. There is one thing you need to remember, because here my internet speed is a little bit high, so it's already downloaded a few days ago. That's why it has not shown anything architecture types and plugins downloaded here. So because they are already available in Maven local directory, the plugins and everything. So it's using Maven archetype plugin to generate a project. So how Maven generates projects, it uses a plugin, so that every plugin has a goal. So here the goal is generate goal, and the plugin is archetype plugin, so it's generate a project for me. So it is saying generating project in batch mode, and following parameter from bold archetype, it's a plugin. So the plugin version you can see here. This is the plugin, it's generating the project. So it's creating a desktop, and in this directory, that is the base directory, the package name is com.company and group ID. The group ID and the package ID would be the same here in this scenario, and artifact ID is the application name what we are creating here. In my case, my app, and package name again same thing, com.company.app. First it will create a snapshot version. So first, until we test and deploy everything in the development stage, we'll keep it as a snapshot, the version number. So 1.0.0 instead of 0 we are creating a snapshot. So that is what created. So it is created from the archetype and the directory. So it's saying build success, and the total time taken 3 seconds. That's it. Let's check the contents of the file. So if you see my app, so cd into my app, check the contents. So I have one source folder and a pom.xml file. This is a project object model, the XML, which Maven uses to create a project. Which has all the um, all the information what a project should have, all the dependencies, all other module information, and where Maven located. Everything is documented in this file, XML file. So this is the base file. So your full project is depend on this project object model. So check what is there in this pom.xml. So if you see here, this is your project Maven schemas, everything, schema location where it is, and XSI, and all this information. It will be the first line. Next is model version is default to 4.0.0, that is comes with the Maven, and group ID and artifact ID, and packaging. In here we are packaging type is jar. So uh, the goal is we will create a jar out of this project. So snapshot version, and URL uh, is directing to Maven Apache Arc, and the dependency is what we need when we are packaging. There are phases available in Maven. So if I run a phase like package, it will run some other phases in the before it. For example, all these default phases will run. If I run package, it will validate, compile, generate resources, and it will test as well. So in order to run the tests whatever available, so I needed a JUnit. So that's why it's by default it's downloading JUnit dependency. So what I can do in order to create the jar, first check the contents what we have in the source directory. Cd into source ls minus -la. So we have two folders in this one. One is main folder and another test folder. Both has a same structure which it is showing here. If you see, if we go to the source folder, we have one main folder and one test folder. Inside we have com.company.app. These are all packages. So inside you have a basic Java application, and in test folder as the same structure, com.mycompany.app and app test.java. So all the test resources are here, and main Java sources are in main. So whatever the tests are mentioning here, it will test this main Java application. That is the quick overview. So let's create package the contents of this MVN package is the phase. Let's run that phase so we can create a jar. Let's go out to the, so yeah, I'm in the main directory. Let's run. maven package. So it will run few other phases. So if you see here, it run the tests. It ran one test. Nothing. I don't have any failures. It's passed. So what are the phases it ran when I run the maven package? It ran plugin resources. It's created resources. It's compiled whatever the classes available in my source directory. It compiled, and it compiled test resources as well. Whatever the test classes available in test source, it's compiled them, and after test compile, so here it will run the test resources compile, and then here it is try to compile the tests. Oh, sorry, actually if I'm correct, it will scan the resources first, then it will compile. It's scan the test resources and it will compile. So once it is done, it will run the test goal. It will run all the test, and the report is generated in target surefire reports. So if what happens is whatever the the test report we saw here, this report is copied into this surefire reports directory. So for example, if I cat this content, you will see exactly the same. cd into it, check what is the, so the text file is there. Let's print the contents of the text file. Yeah, like I said, if you see whatever it is there, it is copied into this text file. So, and let's check. So let's go back to the folder where we are. So I have gone out of some directories. So if you go back and check it, so it's ran all the tests, and tests are passed, and once it's passed, it's created a jar for us. So maven jar plugin goal is to creating jar, so it's creating a jar, building jar, which was in my target directory, my data app. So how to run this jar file? So it's easy. Take this, copy java -jar, that is a command to run jar files. It's not copied properly. Let's take copy, run the jar file. Oh, sorry. What we need to do is we need to copy the contents of the minus. We need to give class path where the classes are there. So the class file is here in this jar, whatever the jar we need to specify, and the app name as well, the class name. It is compiled version of that one. So if I go back, no need to run this jar. I can see class path. So We just need a target directory where the jar is located. So inside the jar we have the class file. So where our class is there, our class is in package com.mycompany .app class name is capital App. So in that class I need to run that class, is compiled class that is bundled in this jar. So let's run it. So you see the hello world is printed, so it is already packaged. Next is, if I want to create a documents out of it, I need to just run maven site. So, and we can run some other phase and goals together. So let's run that. Here clean is the phase, and copying all the dependencies into copy dependencies and creating a package. So we can run phase and goal together. So sometimes it's downloading a lot of things. It's copying all the dependencies. That is what happened, and it's compiled all the sources, and it's compiled test resources and ran the test, and everything good. So and again it's created a snapshot into the same location. So like I said, sometimes Java Maven will download all the plugins, required plugins. Like I said, it's downloaded all the plugins while building the copying dependencies. It's called the copying all the dependencies from the Maven org to my local. That is done. It's run the package. That is completed. Build success. Now I can create a generate site which can be accessed at target location. Let's run the site. Downloading all the dependencies, what is the node. And one more thing, because it's a phase, it will run all the above phases above site. So above site we have all clean, deploy, install, verify, integration test, package, test, compile, all these phases are there. So it will run all these phases here. Suppose if we go back and check it, it's downloaded everything, whatever the plugins it needed for that many phases. It's needed all the plugins. So where we started this, so we started here ambient site. So it started building my app snapshot, started with site phase. So it's a report plugin. It's because it's a reporting mechanism, creating sites means. So it's downloading all the reports plugins. It's that reports plugin has empty version, so it's highly recommended. Fix the problem because they threaten stability of your build. So it's downloaded all the whatever needed to support this reporter plugin. So all these downloads are from Maven. It's downloaded everything. Once it's downloaded, it has created that reports and build is success. So let's go to the target ls -l. So we have a target directory now. Inside target cd, I've opened in a file explorer. So my Maven test folder is here. So inside app target, inside target I have a site. So open this index.html page. So it's created all the files. So if you see, it's created my app. It will create a very nice site for us to understand what all the dependencies. I have JUnit dependency, and it's showing what it is created. It's created a snapshot jar, JUnit, and where it is locating to Maven Central. Inside dependencies, we have JUnit dependency information. It's created dependency information. So how can I, somebody wants to download my Snapchat? This is the way you can add this to other projects. So all the plugins needed to create these reports. See all SurePair plugin, site plugin, deploy, compiler, all these phases run. So that's why this downloaded all these plugins. So this is the way it is. We can create sites out of Maven. I hope this tutorial will give you some overview how Maven works and how to create a sample Maven project and how to execute goals and phases. If you like this video, please click a like button, and if you want for more videos, please subscribe to my channel. You will get more videos. Thanks a lot.